Now, why do we do this? Why do we think of workshops as transactions? Well, if you do them right, workshops really serve important functions in your sales and marketing. I mean, this is a great marketing tool to use, and just look at all the different things that it brings to the table. You're looking at an increase of your email list, and this is because of that interest that's been generated while you do your workshops. You also have higher sales, a higher number of sales conversations. Again, you've got your pre-qualified leads, the people who showed up to the workshops based on your marketing copy, who are more than likely to buy from you. They just need some mental questions answered. You get to sell on the stage, and this is where you get to get a lot of customer insight because of the feedback that you get care of the questions and the comments from people. And this helps you to really use this information as part of your customer insight, as part of your customer research, to tweak your workshop and also just in generating products and services that will be bought. Also, this is a really great tool for generating testimonials that you put on your landing page. It helps in the social proof. That is, where people see that they're actual human beings that are showing up for your workshop and benefiting from it, and they want to be a part of that movement too. And, again, the more workshops that you do, the more you get to see how you perform, the more confident you become, the better you become at it, the more charismatic you become, because you're now not concerned about really small details that don't add up, but you're really focused on quality and delivery, right? And also you get your marketing ideas for different workshop ideas from the feedback and the type of questions that you receive. If you notice that you're receiving many kinds of the same questions, then it's time to go back to the drawing board and figure out something that you can produce in answer to those questions. Now, what we want to do is set up processes so that we're not starting and stopping what we do, right? So that we're not repeating ourselves, so that we're not starting from scratch each time. And the processes that we're going to set up here include registration. So again, just thinking about that drive-through with McDonald's or going to a car dealership to purchase a vehicle, we want to set up systems that, from the landing page, from registration, or from that social media post where they're now registering to show up for your workshop, how much information you gather, what kind of information that you gather, how you pre-qualify, all the way down to how do you get your testimonials, how do you get that feedback from people, and how do you do this seamlessly so that you as the workshop presenter can really focus on giving the workshop and have all these different processes take care of themselves for you in the back end. Now, the idea here is to lead people on a journey. And I've said this before, and I always say that, great marketing will take people on a journey. We want to take them from this is what I want to this is what I must have. And to do that, we need processes to help us carry them along. Now, the meat is going to be the workshop, but all around we've got the frills, the appetizers, we've got dessert, we've got all these amazing things that we're presenting, and those are going to be your processes. And, why do we do this? So that we can make it a nice, smooth transition for people to come in. They've got their questions. We'll give them their answers, take care of the objections, which is really going to be what your workshop is going to be about. And this will clear the way for them to have a sales conversation with you in which is going to lead to purchase. Now, just to let you know, when you're creating your workshop content, the whole idea of your workshop is to answer an overwhelming question. So in other modules, we've looked at pain, and we've looked at pain points. We've looked at that thing that keeps your person up at night, the thing that they need a solution for. Your workshop must answer an overwhelming question. This is something that your potential client suffers from, is burning to know, has a great desire to figure out, and you are going to be providing the solution and the answer through your workshop, and that will clear the way for them to buy. So workshops are a part of marketing, and anyone who trains with me knows that I'm really big on this and helping you just really use workshops as a marketing tool. It's the fastest way to get that know, like, buy factor. It's the fastest way to build rapport, to show your authority, to claim that market space, that market share, and to really get your clients to buy from you almost immediately, if not immediately. So, once you take care of the marketing copy to make sure that you're bringing along the right people. And once you answer your potential clients' objections, and this is done throughout the workshop, then really you have very little reason to worry about whether someone's going to be buying from you afterward, because you really cleared the way. You've answered their questions, you've helped them see the light, and now you're standing there at the end ready to receive payment from them to give them the full package. So we start at the very beginning. What is your registration process going to look like? So what we want with the registration process, this would be, if you have a social media post in which you're inviting people to a workshop, or you have a landing page, what we want is a registration form that people will fill in. Now, for a lot of clients, first off, I say, just get the basics, which is like your first name and email address. As you go deeper into the registration process, you may be able to get a lot more information from them. And also, depending on what it is that you're providing in the workshop, you may get away with asking for telephone numbers, last names, addresses, but really you want people to just fill it in without really thinking too much about it, without questioning what they're doing. We want the name, the email address, boom, they're in. Let them know what the dates are. Next, you're going to set up an email sequence, and we have email services that are really great at doing that. So just do your research. On my resource page, on the learning corner, which is the online coaching where the modules are set, I have a resource page there with email service that I believe I highlighted that's preferred. But just do the research and see what you're comfortable with. You want to set up email sequence. So what this means is that, you're going to send out email before the event and a little bit prior to the event, and also leading up to the event that just welcomes the attendee, gives them information about the venue, and that kind of information that shows the details, like, is there parking? Where should they park? Is food involved? Where would one, are there restaurants around? Should they carry a light jacket? What's the dress code? What should they expect? We want to give them that kind of information that sets their mind, but also lets them know that they made a really good choice in signing up for this workshop and to look forward to it. You want to give some information that's helpful, and also you could add a value-added piece, something that doesn't sell at all, but rather enhances their knowledge or better prepares them for the workshop. And this could be, a PDF that you created, an ebook, a link to a site or a video that, again, just provides more information on the topic that they're searching about. For your email sequence, you're going to have another email that you've prepared that, once they attend, you're going to have that sent out automatically. So you're going to space out your emails accordingly. And for this email, it's going to thank them for coming out to the workshop. It's going to highlight a few key points. It's also going to give them, a freebie or a valuable takeaway for taking the time to show up to the workshop. Now, this is going to go out whether or not people showed up to the workshop. This is just going to go out to them. If you have another date for another workshop coming up, you may want to include it there. This is for the people who are not able to come out. You may say, if you missed your opportunity, or if you know someone who would love to come out, then please share this link with them. This is also a great time to ask for a testimonial, and always give some incentive for that. So if there's something that you can, maybe put their names in a draw for a prize, give some incentive for receiving the testimonials. A word on the testimonial, you want to be very specific about it. You want to ask for three things. You want to know what the experience was before showing up for the workshop, or what the expectations were, or what the problem was. And then you want to know what the experience was at the workshop, and you want to know what's changed. What has happened as a result of having attended your workshop. And again, it's all about the journey. So you're going to use these testimonials to show a journey that each attendee took. What were they like before they showed up, and how did they come out after the workshop? Because that's what people really care about, is what were the results of coming out to hear you or see you. You know, we're going to provide a couple more emails after this, which is just, again, building up on the workshop content, which is showing that value. And, you know, without selling or anything like that, for the emails, you're just going to add that little part there that says that they can connect with you if they're ready to sign up or if they're ready to buy. And here's where you're going to have a calendar link. Now, for your calendar link, you're going to have about 4 questions that will pre-qualify. And these questions should answer the questions, you know, whether someone is looking for a solution, what they've done to find a solution so far, or how long they've had the problem, and what their expectations are around budget. This will help you so that you don't get an influx of people who are signing up who can't pay you and can't buy right now. We want the people who are ready to buy and who can buy, and you want this information so that you can know how to better serve them in the phone conversation. So as you can see, the email sequences are really important, and they take care of you long before and long after your workshop. So you want to put some thought into that. Think about things from the point of view of your potential customer, answer their questions, provide them with value, and give them a way to get in touch with you. So as we mentioned, you want to keep your registration form nice and sweet, you know. Something really quick to ask for is name, email address. If you want to, you can ask for a telephone number, but just make it nice and quick. Now, if you have like an all-day event or a 2 or 3 day event, then sure, you can ask for addresses, you can ask for a little bit more information. Or if it's an all-day event, you can ask, you know, what industry are you in, that sort of thing. If you're looking at a 45-minute or a 2-hour workshop, you want to just keep it nice and clean. Just ask for the name, the email address. Once they show up at the event, you may have another type of questionnaire that will have more questions, or that's at that point that you can ask for a telephone number or an address. At that point, they've arrived, they're now invested, and they will more than likely give that information to you. But for someone who's just seeing your post, for someone who's just seeing a link, they have 15 other things that they have to think about. We want to make registration easy for them, effortless. We want them to just get in and be signed up, right? So as I mentioned in your first email, you want to recap, you want to link to the testimonial, you want to link to connect, and you're going to have a questionnaire with your link to connect, something that's going to ask them pre-qualifying questions to make sure that you're setting calendar appointments with people who are qualified. Now, this may go against your instinct of wanting to serve everyone. You may just want to speak with everyone because you're not sure, you know, what everyone's needs are. But I want you to remember that the fastest way to really make that kind of money that will allow you to go on and serve everyone else in another capacity is to really be careful about how you use your time and how you use your resources. You will easily and quickly burn out if you just serve everyone, including people who are not in a position to pay you or people who are simply looking for free information from you. And while it may be okay at the very beginning, there'll come a time when it begins to hurt your wallet, when it begins to show up in your credit card due dates, when it begins to show up in your work ethic, and that defeats the purpose. For your questionnaires, you want to use the questionnaires in your testimonials and your appointments. So remember, for your appointments, you're asking about 4 questions to pre-qualify potential clients. And for your testimonials, you're asking about 3 questions that will help you understand the journey that each person took before they showed up, during, and after. And this is going to really showcase your workshop in an amazing way on your landing pages and all over your social media posts when you're posting what other people have said. And the good news about this is obviously we see an increased sign-up rate when we have, you know, valid testimonials. People get to see that other human beings are showing up for your workshop and they seem to be getting value from it, so they want to be a part of that movement. And also you get to see the language that people are using to describe their problems and their solutions. And you want to use that language. After you've been in what you've been doing for a while, you lose a sensitivity to, you know, the reasons people are actually buying from you. And you start to use industry lingo, you start to use technical language that has nothing to do with what your potential client is saying or feeling. So when you ask these questions and you see the answers written out for you, you want to take that same language and you want to use it in your marketing copy, because that's the language that your potential clients understand. For your testimonials, you want to make sure that you capture pictures, you want a name and another identifying marker as relevant. So for some of you, it may be the city and the city or the country. For others, it may be the industry. So for me, I work with small business people. So it usually is, you know, the founder and the name of the company or the business name. So whatever it is that's going to help people see that they are the ones that you are helping and they are the ones that you want to speak with, that's what you want to include on your testimonials. So once more, for your appointments, don't forget we're using this to pre-qualify, to get marketing language, and to gain insight. That's what we're using those questions for. And you can attach them to your calendar invites just to make life a little bit simpler for you. Before you hop on the phone, you know who you're talking to and what about.